So far, we have discussed three of the four ultimate realities: chittas, cetasikas, and matter. This chapter discusses the fourth ultimate reality, Nibbana. Important note: this chapter makes a few brief remarks about how I have understood Nibbana. If you would like to learn more about Nibbana, it is best to listen to the YouTube video. It's about 1 hour by Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhi provided in the link below. In fact, the remarks I have expressed here are significantly influenced by the content in Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhi's video. Having to describe Nibbana by a person who has not attained Nibbana like me, to another person who may be a skeptic, that is, who does not believe of the Buddhist doctrine, has to be an extremely difficult task. So let me ask the following question as food for thought. If you had to explain the nature of water to someone who has never seen or touched water, would you have that person drink a glass of water and ask that person to go jump in a lake? Or ask that person to read a book with 500 pages that describe water? There is more than one way to describe the fourth ultimate reality, Nibbana. Describe what one should do to achieve Nibbana. Describe in a few words what it is, or describe how it is different from the other three ultimate realities. This chapter does all three of the above. Then it narrates a story, a conversation between a fish and a turtle, to dispel the misconception that Nibbana is a nothingness, which in turn could deter or discourage one from pursuing this supreme goal. Describing Nibbana by giving a set of instructions on how to experience it. Nibbana is a supreme state that a person will reach when the mental defilements of greed, hatred, and delusion, or not knowing the true nature of existence, are completely and permanently eradicated or gotten rid of. This is like buying someone a ticket to go to Colombo and putting them on a bus with a street map and description of places to visit in Colombo if that person asks you, "What is Colombo?" Describing Nibbana by stating what it is. Nibbana transcends ordinary experience. It goes beyond all conditioned phenomena and mental alteration. It is timeless, deathless, and free of suffering. When I use these words, I think you can very easily relate to what deathless means because you have seen death. You can understand what free of suffering means because I'm sure you have suffered. But can you understand what is meant by timeless? This would be a subject of a future chapter. Describing Nibbana by stating how it differs from the other three ultimate realities foundational to our existence. Three ultimate realities, chitta or moments of consciousness, cetasikas or mental factors, and materials or matter are conditioned realities in that all three of them arise, establishes themselves and then distinguishes. All three of them are subject to change based on conditions imposed on them. On the contrary, Nibbana does not arise, establishes itself, and then distinguishes itself. It is not influenced by any conditions. When asked whether or where Nibbana exists, I do not find a straight answer anywhere. Furthermore, in the Buddhist doctrine, significant emphasis is placed on eradicating or getting rid of all desires. So sometimes I wonder whether a strong desire to pursue Nibbana is a form of tanha or a desire. I have reflected on these questions and do not have a clear answer to you. However, when these questions discourage me to pursue this supreme, deathless, timeless, state free of suffering, I think about the story, a conversation between the fish and the turtle narrated by Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhi. So here it is, a conversation between a fish and a turtle. Once upon a time, a turtle lived with fish in a pond in the jungle. One day, the turtle went for a walk in the jungle for a few days and came back to the pond. One of the fish came to the turtle and asked, "Where were you the last few days?" The turtle replied, "I went for a walk in the jungle." The fish asked, "Jungle? What is that? Is it wet?" The turtle replied, "No." Then the fish asked, "Can you swim in it?" The turtle replied, "No, you cannot swim in it." "Does it have waves?" the fish asked. Again the turtle replied, "No." "Well, if it is not wet, has no waves, and you can't swim on it, you may be making up a story about something that doesn't exist," said the fish and swam away to join its gang. Oh, by the way, what happened to the person who wanted to learn about water, which I mentioned earlier? The person who was told to drink the glass of water and jump in the lake developed a pretty good understanding of water, but drowned in the lake. The person who was asked to read the 500 pages about water got bored and lost her interest about learning about water and just moved on. This concludes chapter 6. Since I have finished sharing how I have understood all four ultimate realities that are foundational to Abhidhamma, I can claim that we have scratched the surface of this rather complex subject. I declare that this series is complete. Now, in the next series, I will share my perspectives on how the Abhidhamma doctrine hypothesizes complex concepts such as karma, rebirth, and planes of existence beyond humans and animals using the postulates in the Abhidhamma. Thank you.